remember what you eat is dictated by the wealthy, right?
Mm.
So let's say I'm a coach and I'm sponsored by various different animal agricultural businesses where they pay me to market their products. Am I really going to take a pay cut and drop those companies and the money they pay me to pursue a more plant-based approach?
Well,
If
maybe
I'm
because
trying to maximize my income and
then then if I'm a coach and I'm using plant-based and my athletes do better, I will also have potentially more influence, right?
maybe potentially, but the thing is that do you want to risk what you're currently making for a potential better outcome in the future? Maybe not, right?
Mm.
So there is some risk involved, right? So there's that thing where most people are not willing to risk the taking a pay cut, a steep pay cut, and lose endorsements and things like that. And then also, if you become adversarial to the big money interests that govern your sector of the economy, are they going to send the media after you? Are they going to have media outlets do hit pieces on you, right? Things like this. So these are the things that you have to consider, when we factor in our culture, right? And our cultural beliefs. A lot of them we don't even think to even challenge the beliefs we have.
Mm.
So what I'm saying about carbohydrates, that's based on scientific data, right? But culturally, we put this premium on protein, even though there's really not a science behind that. So an example of that is our population, at least here in the US and the Western world, our population is eating more and more protein and getting weaker and weaker and more unhealthy and unhealthy, right? So if you see an increase in animal product and protein consumption and then a decrease in strength, muscle mass, testosterone, and overall well-being, if the protein was that important and it produced the best results, we wouldn't be seeing that inverse correlation, right? However, there's going to be a lot of people who hear me say that and it never occurred to them. They didn't know. Right. So this is what I mean about, like, if you don't really hear certain conversations happening in public, that's why these podcasts are so important. So when you look at the most popular podcasts, like let's say the Joe Rogan podcast, right? He's sponsored by, all types of animal product, beef sticks and meat sticks, that and all types of stuff, right? And all, vegans and the soy and, it's going to deplete your testosterone. You got to eat, bear burgers or whatever the case is, right? But, he's propped up and paid by various big money interests to say these things. It's just an economic interest. So he may be saying things that cut against the well-being of his audience, but it's his job. It's what he's paid to do. And this is not a critique of him as an individual. I'm basically making a systemic critique in how our culture is set up.
Yeah, thank you so much, Remson. And actually, I'm looking forward to you training athletes that become world champion and become an embodiment of also this type of clean diet and how it can improve performance. Let's see.
I might have to be one of them.